Let's play Idle Pouring. Today's video, Rebirth 3 preparations. So in Rebirth 3, you're going to have two combat pets in the front line, dishing damage as well as taking the damage. So you have two tanks and your hero is going to deal the majority of the damage to the enemies. There's also a particular rotation called the target change or TC rotation. And you can see in the video, that's what I use to clear all 830 maps. So the majority of the video, I'll be talking about the TC rotation. Now, as you can see, I'm still a Lord Knight on map 830. And one of the key to this rotation is not to job change to your last job. So don't become a Rude Knight. Don't become a Ranger and don't become a Warlock. So in this particular rotation, it's going to be 4 skills only. Please ignore the last skill as I did change to Rune Knight when I hit map 830 in this particular recording. The 4 skills are going to be Target Change, Traumatic Blow, Berserk, and Charge Attack. And the runes you're going to be required to use is Kupona, Iawanan, and Asthayi. Enkali you can use once you start hitting the higher level maps like 700 and higher. You can also switch that out for Diesta or other damage per second runes prior to map 700. Haere rune is a better alternative to Kupona, but that's hard to unlock. So let's go ahead and see this in action, and I will kind of explain how it works. So I'll go ahead and slow down the video so we can see everything in action. What's going to happen is when I cast my first skill, Kupona rune is going to prevent me from dying because it reduces the damage. When I cast my second spell, Iawanan rune makes me immortal for X number of seconds, again preventing me from dying. Now, when I cast Berserk, Iawanan still protects me, but after Berserk, if I get hit again, I'm basically dead. So you want your pets to crowd control the enemy at that moment. If you can, crowd control the enemy for as long as you can, and then they'll switch target back to your pets. Now, once all of that is done, your process is going to repeat and you'll do another rotation. And timing is key because you want to ensure that after you cast that Berserk, your pets continue to crowd control the enemy, preventing you from dying. So at the lower map levels, you should only need 2 rotations if you have all your attack damage pets. You can check out my pet video if you want to know what those are. And then of course the higher level maps, you're gonna need 3 full rotations to kill the enemy boss. Again, at the higher level maps, the bosses will have massively more HP and deal more damage, which is why Enkali is needed, because the second rotation comes around, they're gonna damage you enough to kill you if you don't have that HP. Now, I do want to point out map 830 is a stun boss, so using RNG, I did resist all 3 stuns, and that allowed me to just clear the boss map easily. So let's look at the pet skills. My non-tanky pet, or Angeling in this case, she's going to go ahead and cast Group Strength 2, Group Stone Curse 1, Group Stun 1, and Group Restore 1. So as you can see, they are not level 3, and it's fine that they are not level 3. Now, if they are level 3 skills, it makes things a lot easier. But I would recommend at least getting your Protection, Group Strength, and Strengthen skills to level 2, as well as your Quick Spell to level 2. Those, I would say, are the minimum if you want to reach map 830. And as you can see, the 2 stuns are aligned so that when Drake casts Quick Spell, the Group Stun becomes a faster cast. So let's look at the Drake. Now, the Drake is my tankier pet, so whoever your tankier pet, go ahead and have him use this. It's going to be Protection 2, Quick Spell 2, Group Frozen 3. Again, it's not necessary to have level 3, but if you do, it's preferred. And then Strengthen 2. So basically, all you're doing is tanking the majority of the damage and relying on RNG to target your tankier pet. Now, if they target your Angeling or your less tanky pet and kill them, you just have to challenge again and hope RNG falls in your favor. So again, Quick Spell is set up as the second spell in order to align with your hero's charge attack. Now with the pet skills, the two spells in the middle, Quick Spell and Group Frozen, as well for Angeling, the two stuns, those are required. But the other slots, the first skill and the last skill of the pets, you can play with those to see if it works for you. They don't necessarily have to be what I have set up. Feel free to change it up. You can even use Sneer if you have level 2 or 3 on Drake, and that helps a ton because it focuses the enemy on your Drake and not your less tanky pet. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the Pierce bosses. Now, the Pierce bosses, what happens is when they pierce you, there's damage over time, so when your Iawanan rune immortality is over, that damage will instantly kill you. Now, the first method to overcome this is simply to use Sneer on your tanky pet and hope that that damage over time transfers to that particular pet. That doesn't always work and it's RNG based, so it's very difficult. The second is to use the most commonly used skill build in Rebirth 3, and I'll show you right here. What you're going to do is Frost or Stone Curse for mages, and then just have your pet crowd control and prevent the boss from ever casting Pierce at all. Now, the issue with this particular build is that your pets will tank the majority of the damage, so it is nice to have very tanky pets. So I myself used the Sneer tactic and just relied heavily, very heavily on RNG to transfer that tick damage over to my Drake. So at around level 90, I got to map 700, and then I needed to level to 120 in order to clear map 830. So I'll go ahead and show you the build for the Frost build. So you go Frost Blade as the initial one. So again, avoid the last skill. It's not supposed to be there. And then you go ahead and use Taika if you need to time your rotations appropriately. And then Asthayi for your charge attack. And then you can use damage or DPS runes for your center 2 skills. And again, the last slot is not supposed to be there. Now, your pets, they do change as well. Your tankier pet is actually going to go ahead and crowd control the enemy first. So we'll move Frozen there. And then he's going to cast Quick Spell. And then, of course, 2 protection skills at the end. Now, your non-tanky pet is going to go ahead and change as well. So your non-tanky pet can have one of 2 setups. He's going to cast Group Strength first, and then it can cast 2 heal skills, and then the last one can either be a heal or a crowd control. So in this case, you can run it as Group Strength, Group Restore, Cure, and Group Restore, or you could just change that last slot to a crowd control. So target change will allow you to clear Rebirth 3 a whole lot faster, but many people just use this particular build, and you can still get to 830, but it is a whole lot slower. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next video.